to What Arty Noobs for general disturbance. This is the M40 M43s, the Tier 8 American SPG. It's located on the south spawn of Abbey, and this one is under the command of mellowlimey. And yes, he's actually on the NA server. Yeah, I suppose actually being called a limey, yep, means he must be British. At least I would think so, because the whole term limey actually came from the fact that British sailors used to eat limes and lemons to keep up their vitamin C so that they didn't get scurvy. So yeah, Americans used to call British sailors limeys. That's where it came from. Okay, well, we've spotted a few enemy in the castle grounds. We can't get at them at the moment, but he thought he put a round in near that Skoda. Now, some of you may have noticed that he was actually using the stock gun. Now, how do I know it's the stock gun? It's the barrel. If it's longer than the actual front of the vehicle, that's the 155mm howitzer, which is it's actually a gun, not a howitzer. It's the same gun that's on the M12, a French design gun rather than the howitzer. And the Skoda's made a bit of a boo-boo there. Yeah, and he paid for it. 285 hit points out of that one. Now, as you can probably tell, because this is the 155... Oh, he's been spotted, or at least the shell came in, so his location was compromised. He's got 600 alpha and 39mm superior burst radius of 7 meters. It's basically the M12 gun on the the Sherman hull, which is actually the M40, not the M43. The M43 is the 8-inch howitzer based on the same hull. One of the M40s did actually see service in the Second World War. They sent it to Europe along with an M43 to test it out. They were using the Sherman hull because, of course, there was much more Shermans or M4s in production at the time than there were the M3 hull, because, of course, basically that stopped production by then, and so they couldn't use the M3. In fact, they didn't want to, because they'd already produced 100 M12s, and that landed right on the front plate. So he managed to get 188 off that Jagdtiger, but now he's trying to deal with a T95, and with them, the best shell to put them is on the engine deck, well, not the engine deck, but the fuel tanks at the back. You can see those big rectangular objects at the rear of the vehicle. They're the fuel tanks. Oh, he did get a hit, but he looked away just at the moment he fired, and the reason is he's now trying to get a shot on that, which is the F4004, the Conway. He's sitting there aiming, at least he does appear to be aiming. Yes, he is. Rounds out. Oh, he moved just as he... And we moved our view, so we didn't get to see whether he hit or missed that Conway. He's still there. He's still firing. Yes, I think mellowlimey has got the habit of actually changing his view immediately after he fires. So in order for us to get a view of what's actually happening, I have to control the camera myself. Well, that just zipped past his turret and landed behind him. So he didn't get a hit off that one, but he did get some damage, only 35 hit points. He's now following the convoy whilst he's reloading. If I remember correctly, the Conway is a Comet hull, but with a different turret and a much bigger gun. T95's pulling back. Oh, that hit the Rex in front of the T95. We got a nice ring from the impact. Okay, so he's decided instead next time he's going to try and hit the Jagdtiger. In concert with the M12, his reload time is around about 23 seconds he's got. If I remember correctly, the standard reload is 25 or thereabouts. Just going to try and check that. I know the M12 reload is 726, so I think that the M40, M43 is probably around about the same value. Oh, that one landed on top of the casement, and you can see he did suffer some damage. 286 hit points from that shot. Rounds out the Progetto, man short. But he's picking up loads of stun assist off that one. So it was actually quite effective, even though he didn't get a direct hit. He's looking all around for a new target to fire at, and he's found one, but it's over on the west side. It's an ISU-152. It's just fired, and he's now in reload. Best time to hit them. Rounds out, looks good. Well, the shell did hit the target, but unfortunately the target had already been destroyed by the M53, M55 in our team, so he didn't get any damage off that one. There's still 7 enemies out there, but we can't spot most of them. I think most of them are actually on the east side of the map, and the bad news about that is that all we've got to spot them with is an ELC M90. The Striv S1's decided to move on to the River Road. There's a Barask inside the Abbey grounds. So we're blind firing in this corner. Oh, direct hit! Now that is probably one of the enemy Artys. They've got an M53, M55 and an FB207. So one of them's hiding in the bushes. It's either that or it's a tank. I think it more than likely be the Arty. I just saw a tracer coming out from that direction. Okay, the T95 has gone up onto the rise, and the ELC M90 is being very courageous, and it's gone up there as well. That T95 fired in just one shot would vaporize his tank. In fact, now he's chasing him. It seems that he's actually turned around to swat the fly that keeps annoying him, and that's giving us the opportunity to get more shots in. But don't come up, Mr. ELC. Rounds out, another hit, 286. He's getting the spotting assist. ELC needs to get out of there quick, because the moment he puts that gun on him, he's going to take him down. That was the M53, so one shot. So we can get him with this round. He stays where he is, he's going to get hit, and he's going to be out the game. Rounds out. Yep. That was a good shot. We were lucky the M53, M55 hit him a huge hit, which we picked up the stun assist for. That was the 388 hit points from a 8-inch howitzer, and we benefited from that. But look at this, we got the brass turned up in our area. Oh, and the M53, M55 finished him off with one round and penetrated his armor, and now there's only 5 enemies left. Yes, no sound, unfortunately. Wargaming still haven't fixed that. We really need them to get it done. They probably won't do it. Of course, Wargaming don't really consider that fixing the sound at all is necessary, because after all, these people are going to do content anyway. Well, yes, but the content's not going to be so good. You're not going to attract new players in if you keep mucking up the program. It works well enough when it's playing the game, but when you try to do it in a replay, it won't work. Even if you're not using mods, it doesn't come up. It's all about fixing why the sound disappears when you start halfway through the reload, halfway through the start of the video. Rounds out in the strip. Yep, he got that one as well. So 2 kills now for mellowlimey. There's only 3 enemies left. One of them's the Arty, the M53, M55, who might be out on the River Road, but somewhere like Grid Square A8. He's not been spotted over on the west side of the map by the Tiger 2. So he's probably in that corner. We haven't seen any tracer from him. Okay, the convoy's gone to the gates. There, all the pass. You'll see spotting him. That ELC driver's doing a good job. He's putting himself in danger, but he's keeping those guys spotted so that we can see and put a round in. That was a shot from the M43, and there's our shot. Jagdtiger's been spotted. He's behind the rock. And there's the enemy Arty. He actually did go out on the river road, but not where I expected him to be. But he just derped on 704. But we can get a hit if we're loaded. I think they're about there. I think that might be a little late, or it was actually a little early. But I'm pretty sure now that M53, M55 is going to be taken out by the Striv, and he ram kills him. And that means now that we need to get this convoy. Now he's a one shot, so mellowlimey can get around in. He can take him out. He's loaded now. Ram's out. Yes! Great kill. Nicely done. The Jagdtiger is the last one, and the ELC finishes him off to win the game. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for mellowlimey in the M40, M43. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 8 in that one. And his win rate from the battle was 3,299, which is Super Unicum standard, so very nice. Let's have a look at the details, see where he was. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That went to the Barask, who picked up 4,321, but he rather cheekily turned up at our cap area to try and kill everyone who was there, and the M53, M55 shut him down very quickly with an 8-inch howitzer round. He picked up a Leather Slaves medal and a high caliber out of that game. The next highest was the M53, M55 on our team with 3,359, and the third highest in this game was the Charfuture 4 with 3,091, which means that after the Progetto 54 in the enemy team, we've got mellowlimey with 2,362. When it came to kills though, he shared the top spot with the M53, M55. Both of them managed to get 3 kills. 2 kills went to the T77, the Barask on the enemy team, and their Batchat 25T AP. And the rest I've got 1 kill or nothing at all. And when it came to base XP, yep, mellowlimey got that one for all the stun assist he did. 1,072 base, 1,053 went to the M53, M55, and 1,047 to the ELC M90. And those are the only 3 players who managed to get over 1,000 base during the game. The ELC M90 picked up a patrol duty for his excellent spotting during that game. He really was doing a great job and allowed mellowlimey to pick up a decent amount of hit points by splatting that T95 when he could basically do nothing about it. Let's have a look at the detail. 21 shots fired, 9 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations but 18 splash. Damage of 2,362, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damage 7 of the enemy, killed 3, so he was a little way off getting a Confederate. But he did get 1,755 hit points of stun assist or 15 stuns. 44,070 credits from the game, but after the ammunition resupply and the consumables, and it's consumables that hits him here, because he actually makes a loss of 19,450 credits. 1,608 XP from the game, times 2 for the first victory, 3,216 for mission completion, and 6,432 experience points altogether. So a very, very nice ace tanker with the M40, not the M43, the Tier 8 American. It sometimes can be quite useful using the stock gun on both the M40 and the M53, because your fire rate goes up dramatically, and so it does actually help in the long run with the DPM. You don't get as much damage as you would with the 8-inch howitzer, of course. The 8-inch howitzer really does bump it up quite a bit. If I remember correctly, it's 900 alpha. I can just check that because I do have the data for that. I have all my cheat sheets nearby. to access them during when I'm checking the data, and I have to look for it to actually find it. Yeah, the it's 900. Yeah, 600 for the 155 and 900 for the 8-inch howitzer. So you're getting what, 300 extra if you get a pen, but it's actually more about the non-pens, because with the 155mm you're going to get 300 alpha, and with the 8-inch howitzer you're only going to get 450. So it's not much of a difference between 300 and 450. So sometimes it actually does pay to use the stock gun, because you get more shots on the enemy. You'll just get less pens, because of course the stock gun does actually have less pen than the top gun. The stock gun pen is only 39mm, whereas the top gun will do 52. So you've more chance of getting a pen shot, but it all depends on what you're aiming at. If you're aiming at a T95 and they've got huge armor, you're less likely to pen that. So you're actually relying on getting a non-penetrating shot, but just whittling away their hit points bit by bit. It worked for mellowlimey, and he got an ace tanker out of it. I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give a video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.